So, you say investing in properties in Cyprus certainly has some advantages, right? What are the specific requirements for permanent residence or a citizenship application? How much do the immigrant have to invest, and what else do you have to be aware in regard to applying for permanent residence and citizenship?
Well, as I've already said, that investing in real estate in Cyprus does have a lot of advantages. And the additional advantages is that you can take advantage of the immigration programs offered to people, foreign investors who invest in Cyprus, which is the permanent residency program and the Cyprus investment program. Now, I would like to share some basic guidelines with reference to each scheme. So starting with the permanent residency program, this is offered to applicants, to investors who choose to purchase a first sale property in Cyprus of a minimum net value of 300,000 euros. That means that if there's VAT on the purchase price, that has to be over and above the value of 300,000 euros in order to be eligible and submit an application under this program. The application can be submitted only after the payment of the amount of 200,000 euros has been completed from the purchase price. The applicant should also prove that he or she has a secure annual income of at least 30,000 euros. And this annual income should increase by 5,000 euros for every dependent person of his family, spouse or children, and by 8,000 euros for each parent or parent-in-law. Also, the applicant will have to transfer an amount of 30,000 euros from abroad into a Cypriot banking institution, and this amount will have to be blocked as a 3-year fixed deposit. The PR application can be submitted for the applicant, the investor, the applicant's spouse and children, parents and parents-in-law at the same time. It is also important here to note that adult children over the age of 18 and up to the age of 25 can also apply under the main applicant's investment, provided that we prove that they are financially dependent to the main applicant, and also that they are students. The examination period of a PR application takes a minimum period of 2 months. And once approved, the main applicant and his or her family members will have to visit Cyprus in order to release their biometric data at the immigration department so as their permanent residency card is issued. Now, moving on to the Cyprus investment program, which has gathered a lot of interest from investors over the past couple of years. This is available to non-Cypriot citizens who meet the necessary economic and other criteria of the program. And through complying with such, they have the opportunity to apply and acquire the Cypriot citizenship through an investment that they make in the island. It is important to note here that the investment will have to be made in Cyprus. Now, the condition is that the main applicant or the spouse of the main applicant will have to make the necessary investments under the program during the last 3 years, the 3 years preceding the date of the submission of the application, and must maintain the said investments for a minimum period of 5 years as from the day that the naturalization of the main applicant. Now, eligible persons who meet one of the following financial criteria may apply for the acquisition of the Cypriot citizenship. Now, the areas that one can invest and apply under the program is investment in real estate, land development, and infrastructure project for an investment of at least 2 million euros, investment in financial assets of Cypriot companies or organizations of at least 2 million euros, investment in alternative investment funds or financial assets of Cypriot companies, organizations that are licensed by the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission for a minimum amount of 2 million euros, or an applicant could combine any of the aforementioned criteria provided that the total investment reaches the necessary amount of 2 million euros. Now, it is very important here to note that in case that the applicant or the spouse of the applicant has invested the necessary amount of 2 million euros in residential properties under the basis of investment in real estate criterion, then the purchase of another permanent residency is not required if at least one of the properties purchased or invested in by the investor is worth at least 500,000 euros, the net value, and provided that the main applicant maintains this residency for life. If you apply under any of the other criteria, that means that you will need to make the investment of 2 million euros, and then you should additionally purchase a residence which is worth at least 500,000 euros, which again you have to maintain for the whole of the life of the investor. Under the, let's say, citizenship application, the people who can apply is the main applicant, the spouse of the main applicant, and the children of the main applicant. That includes also adult children up to the age of 28, but provided again that we prove that they are financially dependent to the main applicant and students, and we will need to provide the necessary certificate. Now, also an important note is the fact that after the approval of a main applicant's of the application of the investor, and donation of 75,000 euros to the Research and Innovation Foundation has to be made, and then an additional donation of another 75,000 euros has to be made to the Cyprus Land Development Corporation.
That's great. So the investors are most likely taking advantage of the immigration program. Apart from this advantageous immigration program, there are probably more reasons to recommend investing in Cyprus, right?
Of course, Cyprus has long established itself as a thriving business hub with a vast array of investment opportunities in key growth sectors of the economy. The island's ideal strategic location, advanced infrastructure, and high quality of life do not only represent key reasons to relocate and live on the island, but are also at the heart of an investor's choice to invest in Cyprus. The island is an ideal investment gateway to the European Union, to Europe, as well as a portal for investment outside the EU, particularly into the Middle East, India, and China. As a member of the EU and Eurozone community, Cyprus ensures safety and stability for investors, while also offering them market access to more than 500 million EU citizens. The local infrastructure is ideally suited for business people who need to get things done, thanks to its modern road network, extensive port facilities, the 2 new international airports. Travel and transport in and beyond Cyprus is fast efficient, and cost effective.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today. Is there anything else you want to add for the investors?
Yes, first of all, thank you. I would like to add that as a conclusion, that making an investment in a foreign country will definitely involve a number of difficulties. And this is why it's very important for investors to choose and appoint an experienced and trustworthy law firm that is based in Cyprus in order for such to assist them and guide them step by step with carrying a due diligence check on the property or properties that the investor will be choosing to purchase. What I would like to say here is that at Andreas Demetriades we provide keen, confidential, high quality, timely and cost-effective legal services. We are a cutting-edge legal practice through and through, always keen to adapt the latest developments in our specialist fields to remain fresh and responsive. Our aim is always to provide a balance of uncompromised professional excellence and friendly individual support. Wherever you are and whenever the need, we'll be there for you as a resourceful and trusted partner.
Thank you, George. It's been a great pleasure talking to you today.
The pleasure was all mine, Paul. Thank you for having me.